Hello guys and welcome back to the F1 Tube YouTube channel, and in today's video I will be looking at whether Mercedes were right or wrong to celebrate 125 years of the team's history and 200 Grand Prix of the team's F1 history. And I will be analysing a quote Toto Wolff made after the German Grand Prix. Now obviously the reason why we're talking about this is because Mercedes left the German Grand Prix with only 2 points, 9th for Lewis Hamilton and a DNF for Valtteri Bottas, after running 1 and 2 30 laps into the race. So here is the quote Toto Wolff made. "It shows you cannot fool around with stuff, you should concentrate on the job. We're not superstitious, but we believe in karma, and this is a day to learn." I just want to say good on Mercedes for what they did. It was brilliant. The way they dressed up and somewhat changed their livery. It was just a very cool look to the team. And even if they are the juggernauts to the F1 field, it's great to see that they have a lighter touch. And yes, I do know they didn't fully change the livery, but if they did fully change the livery, it wouldn't be within the regulations, so at least they try to push something. But when you look at the Grand Prix, there are certain people to blame. Firstly, the strategist James Vowles, and in ways Peter Bonington, Lewis Hamilton's race engineer. Lewis Hamilton never wanted to go onto the slick tyres a few laps before he obviously crashed into the penultimate corner wall. He never liked the idea of going onto the dry tyres, yet Mercedes didn't listen to him. Hamilton has a better feel. Mercedes, yes, they do have the data, but Lewis Hamilton has the proper feel for the car, and they should have listened to him. Now, of course, it was 1,000,000% Hamilton's mistake for going off into the wall, but still, Mercedes could have definitely avoided this situation. And although they did have short notice, Mercedes spent 51 seconds for Hamilton's pit stop. It reminds me of Eddie Irvine at the 1999 European Grand Prix, where Ferrari had no clue. Mercedes were just so similar in this situation. They should have been a lot more efficient. They or someone in the team should have known that the Inters were easily the best tyre choice, yet they were putting medium compound tyres on. What were they thinking? Yes, I know you're a lot more under pressure when you're the lead driver, team or car, but this is Mercedes. We know them to deal with these situations. But part of the pit stop error, the strategy error, just comes under the fact that it was a hectic race and Mercedes were one of the teams that were caught out by this. And it's not the first time that Mercedes' strategy hasn't been at its greatest. For example, Austria 2018, where Mercedes, in the first 50 laps of the race, lost Hamilton basically the win until reliability issues. Or USA 2018, where Mercedes put Hamilton on an inferior strategy to Kimi Raikkonen for the race win. For me, it was just a pure coincidence that it was their 125th anniversary, but there was just a few errors. I don't think it was anything to do with the fact that they dressed up nice and fancy. Also, you have to look at the drivers. At the end of the day, Lewis Hamilton crashed once and spun another time. Also, Valtteri Bottas crashed out of the Grand Prix. We cannot ignore that. Also, you have to look at the drivers. At the end of the day, Hamilton crashed once and spun later that Grand Prix, and Valtteri Bottas crashed out of the Grand Prix. They cannot go unpunished within the moral status. They also lost points for the team, and looking at Hamilton, he probably cost himself the win. And in no way did the celebrations of 125 years of Mercedes affect them, because in many people's eyes, it was just another PR commitment to express upon. Yes, I'm not doubting for a fact that Mercedes have celebrated a very special moment for them as a team and motor racing constructor. However, to Hamilton and Bottas, it didn't affect them. They weren't dressing up so fancy that you could scarcely recognise them. And if anything, Hamilton was more focused on his health during the weekend, because he definitely wasn't 100%, but that doesn't detract the fact that he was poor in the second half of the race on Sunday. So do I think Mercedes were wrong to dress up to celebrate a special occasion for the team? In my opinion, no way. In my opinion, they were just caught out in such unpredictable conditions in a hectic race. Now, whether you believe in superstition or not, or if you are superstitious, I just think it was just a pure coincidence that it just all went wrong on such a commemorative weekend. Because we have learnt in the past that Mercedes do make mistakes. This is not the first mistake they've made in 200 Grand Prix, for goodness sake. I just think it was a combination of just poor strategical decisions and just pandemonium within the team, really. But guys, that is it for today's video. There will be no Hungarian Grand Prix content this weekend. I am away, but I will be back next Tuesday or Wednesday to kickstart my mid-season reports for both drivers and teams, so I'm very much looking forward to that. But guys, please like this video, comment down below what you thought of this video, and please subscribe to the F1 Tube YouTube channel. But until next time guys, see you later.